What's up, guys? FSC Speed Shop. Today is Labor Day 2020, if you're watching this video years ahead from today anyway. Long story short, we had a nice long weekend. I made it home for the weekend. I got back late at night on Friday and I just basically pulled the truck around, parked it, and that was it. I was wiped. I wanted to go home. Once I parked the truck here, got in my Impala, drove home. Why are we back today? By the way, while I'm at it, I wanted to show appreciation to you guys because I was not originally ever going to put this on the channel. However, it's been driving a lot of views. So now most of the people viewing the channel are looking for the truck content, and I never anticipated that at all. With that, I'm going to apologize to you guys if you're enjoying the Cabover content. I made a very big mistake. See, when I first bought this truck, I never thought anything about it as far as who on YouTube wants to watch an old Cabover. Apparently a lot of people. I missed the boat on that. So from buying a truck in sorry shape that the body was good without the deer damage dent, we still got to fix that hopefully this week, but the body was good, the frame was rock star solid, in fact brand new. Someone put a bridge in the frame in the back because of anticipation of heavy haul. See, this used to be a Keen / Chrysler truck back in the 80s. I was a child in the 80s, so I wasn't following trucking companies back then. But this truck was always based out of Carlisle, Pennsylvania. Good thing with this thing was it was always a one-driver truck. The guy that owned it from Chrysler / Keen, he drove it, he bought it from them, leased it out on a handful of companies, and then finally retired after doing an in-frame on the truck. I believe he got sick. With that, his name was David Line, by the way. So if anybody knows the guy, this is his old truck. With that, I bought it after 20-some years of sitting around. The in-framed engine, well, it failed. And I rebuilt that engine this year, early this year. Started in January, we finished it in March. Unfortunately, I do a lot of other things around here, so it did take a lot of time. And this is the first big diesel I've ever worked on, so it took a myriad of time. Some of you guys in comments said I made a mistake with the counterbore on this. Fact is, I'm using the old counterbore, and I followed the instructions directly off of the reprinted Caterpillar book. Now, some of you diesel heads are out there telling me there's an update to that book that I don't have. Let's hope that doesn't bite me in the ass, right? Either way, got the truck running, we're using it regularly now, and I humbly appreciate all the views that this truck has brought me and you guys following along. With that, today's a slightly different video. You've seen the thumbnail, so it involves yet a different Cabover. We're gonna get into that in a minute. We need to do some straightening up around here, rearrange some stuff, and get that other Cabover moved. So with that, let's go ahead and get into the video.
Hey Matt, do me a favor?
Sure.
Get the trailer hitch out of your truck and put it away. Hey. Hey. That too. Yep. Snake my fat ass through here. That's why I have to stand and fight. I'm too fat to run away. Hi, baby.
Hi.
Cleaning day for you, huh?
She needs to be clean.
Yeah.
Inside and out.
What's that?
Inside and out.
Oh, it's a good day for it.
Yep.
Guys, you've seen this car on the channel before. There's quite a few videos ago we were filming the car and well, we came that close to getting stopped. You'll see the video if you want. Link's right up here. Of course, behind me, we'll touch base on it here once we move Orwell. The boat, the 1989 Sea Ray 268. Boat goals, right? Well, we're gonna chase a lot of goals with this right here. Matt, I messed up something.
What?
We're gonna go fire up the other Cabover. My jumper cables, because there's no way to I have no way to plug my battery charger over there.
I need you to run home and get my jumper cables. They're in the back. They're in the trunk of the Impala.
Will do.
You want to get them for me?
Yeah, will do.
All right, thanks.
Where are the Impala keys?
They're in the house.
All right.
You got your house key?
Yeah, of course I do.
What can I say? I'm too lazy to drop the trailer. Plus, with the battery location on this, I'm already gonna get burnt, so it's better off waiting for it to cool off. I'll show you.
All right, Matt, grab them cables. It's running home getting them for me.
No problem.
You think I would have thought about that, knowing that I had to jump start the truck?
Goober pooch.
Yeah, exactly. Now I have two choices. I can burn myself. Man, I might be too far away even still. I don't know. I might be too far away. We'll try it. Either way, you got two choices. I could burn myself or I could send my kid under. Yeah, I'll send my kid under. No? Yeah, we'll see. Figure it out. Now I've had this truck for a while, I've just never done anything with it. Actually, about a year and some ago, we were looking into getting it running, a little bit before I decided to buy this one. The fact was, Orwell needed far less work than this one. This truck right here, it's a 1979 Peterbilt 352. This is the generation of Cabover previous to this truck right here. This one is 1984. I don't know what year they went from 352 to 362. This is the slightly more modern version. I know, more modern, 84, 79. They're both antiques, but they're wildly different inside. We'll show you that in a second. One of the key differences you can tell is the headlights. These are round, these are square. They're both still inset, that way they're flat to the road rather than curved around like the modern trucks. This one has the original style bumper to it. Well, actually this one does too, but that's getting ready to go. Can't have that. It's smash and go. This is actually pretty straight. The only dent in it is the little bottom, this little notch right here, your tow hook. Your tow hooks are in different locations. This one being here off to the side, that one being in the center. Also, this is a 4-piece windshield. 2 pieces of corner glass, and then your main windshields, and you have this yellow strip right here, kind of like, if you remember from the previous videos, that old FLC Freightliner I showed you. They almost look like armored vehicles, the fact it has this center big thick 8-pillar. But either way, that's how they were. The air intake for your air conditioner and your vents, your heat, for this is just right here flat in your face. Again, they still maintain your original oil fill and oil dipstick location, but this one doesn't have the oil fill here any longer. That's gonna have to be fixed. Where Orwell here, zoom in tighter, where Orwell here has a different type. The door simply snaps open. It's got this little snappy piece here that lets it open and close without having to turn the knob. But either way, same thing. Also, on this truck, your air vents to get intake air for your HVAC is up here over your headlights. Kind of little details like that. Another thing, Orwell, of course, has 3 separate wiper blades, one big 7-foot wide windshield, and 2 pieces of corner glass. I don't know about the 352, but the 84, these glasses, all 3 are still available by PACCAR. Problem with this piece is dealers don't like ordering them because the minimum order for the dealer is 5, and you only need 1. So the corner glasses are available. They were like, I think, about 127 bucks a piece, which for the amount of glass you're buying, it's kind of expensive. However, they ship real easy. They're small enough to not have to worry about how to carry them, and they are available, so be happy you can get glass for an antique truck. This one here, I don't know. However, the front, making me jealous, guys. I know I got a bike too, but that's another story. This one is a 4-piece glass. The good news is between the front glasses of both trucks, they're bone flat, so any glass place can cut glass to fit. Corner glass on these, I don't know. I've never looked for them. I never needed. This truck doesn't need any glass. Believe it or not, all of them are solid. Now, why are we talking about this truck? Well, I sold it. And I'll show you why I sold it and why it's going to be back on the channel. I'll show you why I sold it and why I decided to rebuild Orwell as opposed to rebuilding this one. Years ago, prior to me being here in Freedom, I had to move this truck many times, so we towed it with the truck that I had at the time. Obviously not Orwell, but a different truck. In the process, these brakes was solidly locked up and I couldn't get them to move. And in the process of rocking it, trying to break them free, I busted the power divider. When I took the power divider out of the truck to send it out to get rebuilt, or at least repaired, I had to get it out and lift it with a cherry picker. The 5th wheel used to be right here and was in the way. The slider was rusted solid, it was useless. And the 5th wheel, well, it grabbed the trailer, but I didn't trust it. It was just pretty nasty. So the idea was I just scrapped it. So we took it off to make room, and then I found these real nasty cracks right along the top of the frame. And this truck has some frame problems that we're going to address. Basically, long story short, this truck is going to get a brand new set of rails. We're most likely going to reuse the original cross members. I originally was going to make it a little longer. However, the new owner of the truck doesn't want to make it so long. He's planning on pulling dairy tanker. And with a considerable distance here, we don't know if we need the extra length. We're probably also going to add longer fuel tanks to it, which should come to about here. So he has plenty of room for a quarter fender. If he wants a step box between big tanks, we're going to have to add length. We're just going to have to figure that out as we go. Another cool feature with this particular truck, why I don't like the headache rack, is the back glass. It's got two little glasses in the back to see out the back, obviously, and I wouldn't cover it with this. I'm not really sure why I put this headache rack on, but it was many years ago, and I don't know, I guess my thought of what I was going to do with this truck was different back then. Show you inside. So I don't know when or how, but the door handle broke. So this is the new door handle. You know where I can get a door handle? Leave a comment below. I'll leave my door handle right there. This is funny. I'm so used to getting into my other truck. Everything's different. The first step is way up here on a battery box. Then the one hole in the truck, and it ain't very big, and up you go. Now, compared to my interior on the other truck, this one is way different. As of right now, this truck has no power steering, so you got this massive steering wheel. The other thing is with your shifter, it stays with the frame. When the cab tilts up, you got a big hole in the floor and your shifter stays put and just simply goes through the hole in the floor. It actually might be better off that way than the confusing setup that the other truck has behind me, because there's less linkage to get sloppy. And this one actually shifts pretty nice. We're going to show you that in a little bit later once we jump start it. Bear in mind, what I'm doing is telling you about the truck while we're waiting for my exhaust system to cool, because that battery box is a complete pain to get to. The interior is way different than the other truck, even on the dash. It's a very simple dash. Your trolley valve's here, which actually is better because the other trolley valve goes up and down and you're always banging into it. So I typically try to smack it up to make sure it's not dragging my trailer brakes. But it's a very basic dash. Like I said, big huge steering wheel and plenty of view out the windshields. And of course, Matt, my cameraman. Not much for radio or a place for it, but that's where your radio would go. The interior on it actually never was bad, but it never was built to be really nice. And of course, your bed. There is a mattress here, but it's crappy. Like, that's obviously getting replaced. Your back glass is obviously your curtains that go up and down to cover your back glass. Your privacy curtains to separate your sleeper from your cab if you actually have two people drive, which I don't know. I guess you want to sleep with them closed maybe. I don't know, I tend to leave mine open. Maybe I shouldn't have told you that. And right behind Matthew there, that pipe that goes up and down, that's actually your intake stack. What that does is a hat on the roof, and your air intake for your engine goes through that pipe and down into your air filter. It's very different from what you may be used to, and frankly, it's in the way maybe, but this is the truck. This is the old 352. Well, that's enough of me talking about the truck. Let's go ahead, hook up the jumper cables. Hope he doesn't burn himself too terribly, and get this thing fired up. A new set of batteries would handle that, but we don't have a set of batteries, and there's no place over here for me to plug in my battery charger, so I can't put it to nuke and get the batteries kicked over that way. So you got to do it old school with cables. You ready?
Yeah.
All right, let's get at it. Now, I know they make some kind of like jumper cable attach points for battery boxes that are buried. This truck came with something similar, and it wasn't, the wiring was there, but the pieces were missing. I just deleted it. Eventually, I'll add a new one, but the battery box for this truck is right all underneath, and it used to be easy to get when you didn't have a headache rack. But the battery box is right there. It's easy to unlatch from both sides, and reasonably easy to take the top off. Problem is, if the engine's running and you're trying to hook up cables to it, you got to lay on the exhaust system. And guys, believe me when I tell you, that ain't no fun. See how close you are to that exhaust? You almost lay on it when you hook the cables. Sad thing is, I had put new batteries in this truck a few years ago, and I've done nothing with it. Kind of a waste, right? Oh well. I'm gonna go ahead and start up Orwell. That way it'll actually charge. What you do when you jump start these, you can't crank them right through the cables. You have to give them time to build up. Even off of your car. If you hook it up to your regular automobile, from a completely dead battery to enough to actually crank an engine, you're probably looking about 40 minutes. This with a 100 amp alternator ought to take about maybe 20. Now just to prove a point, I had this running earlier. You go fire without having to touch the fuel. It was running. Watch how it starts. Again, if you know what's wrong with this truck, if there's something wrong with the truck, leave a comment below to how